Off topic, but yeah, you can afford to do those things. Buy the nice house, buy the cars, buy the holidays, have the experiences, buy great food. You're not eating 2-minute noodles, you're eating 4-minute noodles.
It's living large.
It's living large. So money shouldn't be seen as an evil thing or a negative thing. It should be seen as something that you want to acquire of much of it as you possibly can and use it. Use it for the good of yourself and others.
Yeah, I reckon, and maybe it's just me, but I reckon people, like, you got to remember, life was very different 50 years ago. I think we forget.
Oh, very short-term memories.
Oh, dude,
Massive. It's massive
we
on so many
definitely
levels. On
forget.
so many levels. Like it was similar but off topic. Hormozy was saying this too. It's like people are so fearing of have a huge fear of being cancelled. It's like you don't matter that much. You know what I mean? Like no one's really going to care about you that much that you're never going to come back unless you do something horrific. If you just say something or do something that's it's bad, people will generally forgive and forget.
Yeah, we forget all the time. And I reckon we forget that life's pretty abundant.
Yeah.
Like we don't, I tell this to people all the time, like, you haven't, like, even if you're not doing great, like there wasn't a point where or most people I know anyway. And if you're listening to this and this is you, I'm sorry. But most people, like, you haven't had to stress about your next meal. Do you know what I mean? Like you haven't had to be like, fuck, what am I going to eat? Like, how am I going to get food? And correct me if you know someone that's like even a bum on the streets. I feel like they eat okay. Like, you know what I mean? They're not starving, trying to, someone please anything, a fruit. Like they seem to be, like, you look at most of them, they look well fed. So I offered a bum pizza once. And he's like, no, I don't want it. I was like, just go. Like, come on, man. I'm trying to get rid of these pizzas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was doing like some tasting.
Pizza reviews?
Yeah, I was doing some reviews. And yeah, he didn't take it, dude. He's like, nah. I was like, dude, free. He's like, no. And I was like, must be well fed or well drugged.
Yeah.
One or the other. But yeah, so what do you aim to teach your kids with wealth? Obviously, you want to not instill the bad things.
Yeah.
But then you got to fill that void with something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what do you fill it with?
I want to fill them with, the belief that, or not is it belief? It's probably a level of belief that they can acquire it. It's not out of their grasp. But also to give them knowledge and skills and tools to be able to go out there and get what's theirs too. I don't think you'll ever become wealthy working a job. Most of us. The 1% of the 1%, yes. I'm sure they can make a lot of money. But there's only so many CEOs of big companies in this world. So the vast majority of people will be working their 9 to 5. And I'm sure you can make some really good money as your 9 to 5. But also in the same token, like, will you make life-changing money? Again, depends if you use that money that you've got, that you've stored, to then go out and invest in other things and other options and create other opportunities for you, then yeah, absolutely. That could definitely come up. So I think investment's really important from an early age, understanding the game. And I must admit, I'm probably late on that, in the sense I haven't taken as many investment opportunities as I probably could have, especially post-COVID, because I feel like I was playing a bit of catch-up. And still, even today, like I feel like catch up. And
catching up to what?
Oh, from what I was to where I want to be, where I thought I would be by now. So had COVID not happened, I think it'd be a very different story right now. And I'm talking purely from financial sense at the moment. So, my old man's also always been massive on using your money, like making money when you sleep, effectively. On this, whether it's stocks, real estate, whatever it might be, business as well. So I feel that I'm riding that business train for myself. I'm using my vehicle as generating wealth through my business, which is great. But there's levels to it as well, and I feel sometimes I'm not playing at those other levels.
Why? Like, why are you not?
I
Not why do you feel that way? Because
Yeah.
you obviously feel that way because you're not.
yeah.
Why are you
Why
not?
am I not? It's a really good question. My old man, I think many years ago in 2008 during the last GFC, nearly wiped him out. Like he was retired at, when was the GFC? 08. That's nearly 20 years ago. Okay. So he would have been he would have been 50 and he was retired at 50. Like he had done very, very well on the stock market, house paid off, like brand new cars in the driveway, everything. And in the 4 days that the GFC hit, like the stock market wiped out, he was in hospital getting a tumor removed out of his head for those 4 days. And he couldn't trade on his laptop. And it wiped him out completely. When I say wiped him out, like he lost a lot of money. And I think I've had a negative association with the stock market since then, probably on a subconscious level more than a practical level. And I reckon that's contributed. I've been in real estate because that's what I've known. So I've had properties, sold properties, and now again looking for property in this instance. So I feel that I reckon it's more so this last 6 months more than anything, more than last year as well. Last year, I probably would have used the excuse that it was cash flow. This year, I'm probably using the excuse that it's time. You know, I've been so entrenched in my day-to-day operations and everything that I'm doing that I haven't made the time. But I use a very specific word there, and that was excuse, because that's exactly what it is.
So what's your excuse going to be next year?
Yeah, that's right. At what point does it stop? And for me, there was, and we were talking about this the other day. There was today actually, and a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about it, that something pissed me off that I couldn't do. And I was like, that's annoying me that I can't do that now. And that's kind of, I feel that that's what I have in my life sometimes. And you guys might experience the same thing, where something annoys you or irritates you enough to need to then take action. And that's where I was at with that. So I think probably 2-3 weeks ago, I've started to look at development sites and properties and speaking to agents. And I met up with my brother the other day and had a conversation with him because he's in that real estate space and in the commercial space. And I'm going to connect with a few people to start getting the ball rolling there. Because I think for me, I've almost got a cheat code being a builder to do developments and do them well and do them efficiently and make some money. And I just haven't been utilizing that lately. I've been using my clients, and which is totally fine. I've been focusing on a lot of the client work, whereas I think I need to bring it a little bit more in-house and do a bit more stuff there. And get others involved too, you know. So the people that you want to be around and involved in that, like if you wanted to invest in a project too, say, cool, let's put a pot together and let's go. So I have been more actively looking at that, and we'll be continuing. I dare say there's a good opportunity there's a good probability by the end of the year I've secured at least a site somewhere. So I'm looking at the moment and I'm speaking with people. But yeah, for me, it's about now starting to use everything I've got the last 20 odd years in the industry and properly working to start generating some serious wealth.
What does wealth mean to you?
There's a couple of meanings. Like I had an old client once who was a very philosophical type person, and he said to me, he goes, once upon a time, a very wealthy man came up to my dad, as in my client's dad, and said in another language, it was actually in Greek, and he goes to me, he goes, your father is a very wealthy man. And my client looked at this person saying, what do you mean? Like my father's not wealthy. He's standard, middle class. He's works hard his whole life. But he goes, no. Your father is a very wealthy man. And again, he's looking at him confused. He goes, no, look. He goes, he's got 3 boys, all very good boys, very proud, very respectful, got families. You've got grandkids and great grandkids, and you've got a beautiful, loving family all around you. He goes, your father is a very wealthy man. He may not be wealthy monetarily, but he has a lot of life wealth, or he has a lot of wealth around him. And that's the sort of thing that money can't buy and won't ever buy. So there is a level of that meaning to wealth for me, a huge level of that too, and practicing that level of gratitude. Man, that post I just read on fucking your Instagram was amazing.
Yeah, how good is it?
Honestly, like that shook me up. Like I want to go home.
Dude, I was like, I saw it and I'm like,
I want to go for a walk and look at the sky.
yeah, and I
You know
was
what I
just
mean?
like, yeah, I was like, fuck, like, when do you stop and do that?
Do you want to explain to everyone what that is?
No,
You don't?
They should be following me.
They should be.
Nah, do you want me to read it? I'll read it.
Yeah, absolutely read it. This is going to be worth, guys.
I can't read it. Can you read it? I don't have Instagram.
Yeah, you need to read it because it's going to be too small for my eyes.
Oh yeah, you can't see.
No, I'll figure it out.
Nah, yeah.
So there is that level of wealth when we're talking about
Life in and of itself.
yeah, life in of itself, and then there's the other aspect to it being a financial wealth. I look at money from the perspective of I want to do and buy anything without thought. That's the level of wealth I want to get to.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and thanks for watching.